think we are recording. Yes, we are. So we're ready. And 3, 2.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. We are doing our Quarantine Chronicles back again for another happy hour. My name is Tiara, and tonight I'm sipping my mango Malibu.
Well, I'm Ron. I don't have a drink today. I had enough of it yesterday. So.
Okay. Well, I'm Tiffany, and I got Stella Rosa red wine today.
Hi, and I'm LaWanda, cranberry juice.
Okay.
That's what I need.
Keeping it healthy.
Okay. Well, we have a lot, as Tiara will tell you, we got a lot to talk about. So give us a minute, and we'll be right back.
Baby, I know where the last one burnt you. Know that ain't cool. Wanna show you how I'm nothing like him. Swear that's the truth. You can't trust.
Okay, guys, we are back, and today we are talking about Insecure. This is episode 5 of season 4, and it's titled Lowkey Moving On. And it's gonna be some moving on, all right.
Sure better be. It sure better be. Well, okay, I'm gonna save my comments for our general conversation, but I do have to say this. Inasmuch as I got real pissed off at Molly, I think I'm just as pissed off at Andrew, and I'll explain all that later. How about you guys?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And I was gonna say I text LaWanda today off camera, and I said this episode triggered me.
Yeah.
I was bothered after I watched it later last night, just the way how things went down, because I just felt like for two friends who've been friends for that long and have that type of history, I just did not like how that went down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, you know, for you to be a best friend, and the first thing that Molly did, I thought was highly immature, was you couldn't see the importance of what the block party meant, which was dope, by the way. That Issa was putting.
block party was dope,
and you couldn't see the importance of that. You wanted your man out of it, although what could he have done to separate the two of you? Nothing except help Issa. You didn't want that. And then, while at the same time you saw how the block party was going, and Andrew was saying, hey, look, she's been very busy. This thing is, kicked off. It's dope. So now you see why, she didn't have much time, and she was recognizing all that. And then the moment she finds
and
out,
she was surprised it went well too.
I say not
She
surprised.
was looking around. She was like, "Oh, it's really going well."
Yeah, surprised, but I think she wanted it to fail.
Well, LaWanda said that last week.
Yeah, she wanted it to fail, and the fact that it didn't, she had to eat a little crow. But okay, somebody else talk, because I'm about to take over the whole show.
Well, it's like the event went off without a hitch, except for the fight at the end, which it'll probably be remembered for that. So I thought it was just extremely disrespectful for her to start that argument there, knowing that, like, okay, think about how many times Issa has come to her office, and she's asked her, to show some decorum in her office. Exactly. And not once has Issa done something to embarrass her at work. And this was essentially her job.
Exactly.
Yeah. This was a big deal. She had Vince Staples there. She had a major act there. It had vendors there and the public. She endangered people's lives because people started running, talking about there was a gun and all this other stuff. It was probably media there. Yeah. Molly was
way out of line. She was way out of line. And I guess like how it went down, it took me back, because as soon as I seen the scene where everything seemed to have been going fine, and they were all dancing, doing the wobble and everything, and they
I was happy to see that.
Yeah, Issa and Molly had actually bonded over the song and were dancing together, and it's kind of like, okay, maybe we're gonna let this thing go. Mm-hmm. But then, things are starting to wind down, and Andrew, he mentions, after, Vince Staples' manager comes up to him and he's like, yeah, Vince wants to talk to you. So Andrew finally brings up that, oh yeah, you know, Nathan hit me up and he asked me to do this favor for Issa. So
well, that's because Molly probed. Molly probed first. He didn't volunteer that information.
Right.
Molly was like,
Yeah.
oh,
but see, exactly. And I think Issa was smart because she did kind of undercut Molly, and Molly was saying, like, I don't want no part. So Issa was like, fine, I'll do it without you. And
well, you know what, though?
Yeah, but that's not undercutting. I mean,
it's not undercutting. She just said,
No. Issa had her back up against the wall, and she needed for this thing to go. And Molly had the resource to help her get this thing going. Her boyfriend. But what does she do? She turns her back. I mean, completely turns her back on her best friend. So what was Issa to do but to take the matter in her own hand? And if you ask me, it would have been, I could see Molly having a fit if she called Andrew and said, hey, look, can you hit me up? But she didn't. She went via Nate to Andrew.
But she still involved her man. Now I get what you're saying. I support Issa's event, and I understand. But when I was watching the show, I was tweeting again, and I was watching the messages. And a lot of people, the majority of people, think Molly is trash. However, there were a few people that said, "Listen, Issa breached her friend's trust by going behind her friend's back." But you know,
that's what I was going to ask you guys. Did you feel like it was a betrayal or like an undercut, like she did sneakily behind Molly's back?
How could that possibly be? So she's supposed to let her premier block party go to bust just so that Molly can have her way. I mean, if you stop to think about it, what she asked Molly was no huge feat. She didn't ask Molly to climb Mount Everest. She just said, hey, can you hook me up with, through Andrew to get this thing done? What's so bad about that? How could that?
Melissa said it a week or so ago, and she said it perfectly when she said she stopped rooting for her. She thought the event was going to fail.
She didn't
want to get involved because Vince Staples is a huge act.
She wanted it to fail, not thinking it would fail. She wanted it to fail. And that's why she got so angry. See, to think it was, I think that it was beyond just thinking that, oh, this is going to fail. No, she wanted it to fail. She wanted Issa to fall on her face. And that's why she still had to hold on to that animosity, which came from nowhere anyways.
Yeah,
and go ahead, Luanda.
Yeah, I was thinking that Issa had every right to use her connect. Nathan is her connect.
Exactly.
The only reason Molly knows Andrew is because of Issa. It's because of Issa in the first place. So I didn't necessarily think it was out of line for her to ask Nathan for the connect. And it seems that Molly, I didn't get that Molly was like, oh, I don't want you, don't go through my man. If I was Issa, I wouldn't have taken it like that. I would have taken it like, oh, you're not gonna help me. That's how it came off to me. It wasn't so.
That's how it came off.
Yeah, it was not that I don't want you to ask my man and stay off. Don't involve us in that. It didn't come off like that. It came out like, I'm not gonna help you.
That's what she said. I mean, it wasn't a my man thing. She just
she said, I'm not gonna ask him. She said, I'm not.
And she also was saying, you always need a favor. And I was like, okay, now the truth is coming out. That's how she really feels. Like Issa always needs a favor. You always want something, and she just wants her to feel in that position where like I'm above you.
Right.
And I think you said that.
I agree 100% with that. Right. She wants to see Issa in that one way, and the fact that Issa was finally doing something on her own and it was coming together, I think it rubbed her the wrong way, and that's not cool in a friendship.
And you stop the thing.
And now she insulted Issa. She called her a user. I mean,
she sure did.
She insulted Issa in so many ways.
She called her selfish too.
A selfish.
But look, but look at what we're dealing with. This being a hit for Issa. Now she's a big time promoter, and that could take Issa into many risings, And it's obvious that Molly doesn't want Issa to be above her in any kind of form or fashion, in thought
or equal footing. Or she doesn't want her to be on equal footing.
Because to put together a dope block party like that, and then to have
Shoot, I wanted to go.
hey, I was pretending I was there,
It was
Listen,
a very
I got on,
event.
shout out to LA. I got on my Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles t-shirt this week. And, last week, LaWanda had on her We Got Y'all shirt. We forgot to shout that out. But,
hey,
I'm trying to give a salute to the city.
Yeah, we need to find a block party tee and get that going again. Maybe we can do
Well, they have merch.
Huh?
Detroit has merch. So
yeah, so it's just like the more the more the show became involved, the more I saw how low down Molly could actually be. I mean, I knew she was a little stuck up, a little prima donna, that kind of thing. But she really showed her, if you pardon my expression, she showed her ass. And
she did.
Honestly, I don't know how you clean that up. Because I'm sorry, don't cut it. It just won't cut it.
And then she tried to fight her.
Oh.
Yeah, she moved in her grip.
She had her
stepped to
finger
her
on her
like she was a chick off the street. Not her girl of many years. I was like, wow.
But just like LaWanda said, at her place of business.
At her place.
You stepped to her like that in her grill, you should have got knocked out. But, I'm sorry. You can't do that. That is not something you do. And you do that with your best friend all because she had the ability to help herself make this thing, bigger than what I think Issa or Molly had expected. I mean, it really was a huge turnout.
Yeah, and Andrew had mentioned that a little earlier while they were sitting there watching the performers. He was saying, wow, this is like a really successful event. Maybe all the hard work that Issa has been putting in is the reason why, there's been a little strain between you two. Exactly. And so he was trying to reason with her, and it seems like she was coming around to it when she went and bought her the chicken wings. Right. Like she was trying to have a moment, but Issa got pulled away. And so it's just like all of this stuff keeps happening, and they never have had this conversation that desperately needs to be had. Well, and so now it's gotten to the point where there's this huge rift. I don't know if they can really come back from it. I mean, once you are at the point where you're about to physically do harm to someone, that's drawing the line. You crossing it too.
But my thing is,
you made a good point to Molly too when she told her, when you and Andrew fall out, don't blame it on me. And I think Andrew really got to see how Molly is as a person.
Well, he didn't show me that, and that's what I was very disappointed with, because my thing was, if that had been me, we would have had a long conversation at your car. Like, what was this all about? I mean, first of all, what you are accusing Issa of doing is a very frivolous thing. She only tried to save herself, and you cannot hold her accountable to that. And what you did was an enormous injustice to Issa at her place of business.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna come up again, though. I feel like Andrew is right now taking it easy on Molly. But
I agree.
Molly gonna show her true colors again, and he gonna be like, you know what, this is who you are.
We got 5 more episodes. he gonna see the light. Watch. Because he even saw early on, like when they were getting ready for she was looking for reasons not to even go to the event. She was like, remember when she was setting her clothes out? She was like, oh, this won't work. This one. He was like, it's 70-something, almost 80 degrees in January. Like, you wear what you normally wear.
Right.
So she was finding reasons not to go anyway.
Yeah. I thought it was weird that, I'll give Molly this. She can feel the way she wants to feel. She has the right to her feelings, but she crossed the line. And the other part too is that Andrew wasn't at work, but people who know him in a professional manner were there.
Correct.
So she wasn't thinking about his career then, or how he was going to be perceived, or how it was going to impact them then, So it's just BS. Molly was in her feelings about Issa. And
but like you said, I mean, yeah, she has a right to feel however she wants to feel. But when your feelings encroach on someone else's rights, which is what happened with Issa, then you did wrong. I'm sorry. I don't see you coming back from that, because telling me you're sorry won't cut it.
In one of the previews I saw on Instagram, I didn't see it last night, but there's a sponsored preview on Instagram for HBO, and it shows them, I think, meeting in a restaurant or something to talk it out. So I guess that's going to come up later in the season.
Yeah, they really need it. And the fact that Issa had Nathan there, we thought that this block party was gonna be the big blow up where Issa would have all her men there.
Yeah.
But Lawrence was noticeably absent, and I was like, oh, okay, so he didn't show.
Maybe because he thought Condola was gonna be there.
And that's it.
Yeah.
What I want to
Condola came, Ron.
And split. Condola came and split. Where was she? She wasn't to be found.
No, but I'm saying, didn't we say that they weren't going to work out?
Yeah,
We said that Condola and Lawrence was.
I don't remember saying I thought they would work out. I'm just saying, in fact.
You were saying he was over Issa, this, that, and the other. Like
Well, apparently he is because he wasn't there.
No, he knew he didn't want both of his women there at the same time.
Exactly.
Look,
He didn't come because it was still a possibility.
Look. As a brother, if I'm talking to you and we ain't working out and I want to get back with you, I'm going to be there. All that drama we got, you're going to have to just work that out some kind of way. I'm going to be there to support you.
He probably didn't want to complicate matters because he saw
It's already complicated.
When he tried to talk to Issa got a phone call. She had to troubleshoot that call. He probably was like, "I'm gonna just stay out the way and play the background. I'm gonna talk to her at another time."
That is not. That ain't the right thing to do. You know how women get in their feelings real quick, and if look, I'm not.
There he goes. Get him in the comments, y'all.
No, I'm saying. All I'm saying is. If I'm trying to feel you, we're feeling each other, and you got this big, huge event going on, and I'm not feeling you anymore. Hey, I can stay away from you at that event. I'm going to be there to support you. I don't have to be all up under you, but you're going to know I'm there. So I
thought it was odd he wasn't there.
That's real odd.
I thought he should have come.
And to me, that's real telling of how he must feel, because he could have been there. He didn't have to hang under her. He could have been there. He could have shown up.
I think he's awkward too. He doesn't know his position. They still need to have a conversation.
I'm just saying.
They need to have a conversation as well.
Yeah,
I think that's why.
All I'm saying is he could have been there to support her. I'm not saying that they could have had a conversation or fall back in love and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if I know you're having a huge event and this is your premier event and I'm feeling you, I got to show up, regardless of what happens between me and this girl.
I don't know about that. I just think he was avoiding the awkward moment. And I think that the whole Condola situation and Lawrence, we had a discussion after the show last week, and we were theorizing that, there could be some possibilities that, that although Lawrence and Condola have broken up, we were like, hold up now. What if, Condola is pregnant and we just started going off on a whole tangent about this.
Well,
so
like, yay, when I saw her say they broke up, I was so happy.
I was too.
I was happy.
I didn't feel the least bit sad.
And you know what? Right. And I think it had more to do, I don't think it was Condola more or less. I think it was Lawrence. I think Lawrence was like, nah, I can't be in this.
Listen, that awkward pause that they had when they had that conversation, and the camera just kind of, and he didn't answer. That was the end of that relationship.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree. It was over, and that's why I say, ladies.
And then but she was wrong. That's what kind of annoyed me about Condola, because this is business, and she ghosted.
I agree.
Issa.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Issa was getting slammed on every end. I mean, she couldn't depend on anybody. And this is another thing that bothered me about Molly, because, I mean, this woman was doing the best she can, and everybody was flaking on her. And so here she turns this thing out, and your bestie is acting like a fool.
I mean, thank God, Kelli and Tiffany were there to kind of diffuse the situation.
Kelli is my girl.
Kelli is hilarious.
Hilarious this episode with her accent.
Kelli and the mall should have their own show.
Yeah.
Yes, the back and forth, because he was about to bust her in her line.
I'd say best supporting actors and actresses, because they definitely know how to break up tension in the moments where Molly and Issa kind of going through it.
She is stupid funny. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, and then poor Tiffany and her baby troubles. It's like she was ready to dump the baby off.
Tiffany got
She's
issues
leaving the
too.
baby at the store. Did you hear?
Yeah, you know what? I think she's going through postpartum.
Yeah.
So that, again, how we talk about how the show touches on different topics and everything. I think Tiffany is going through postpartum depression, like a lot of women do after they have a baby and stuff. And some of the things she was saying, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I think Tiffany should not have had a baby in the first place, and she just wants to play. And she got a chance to go out and play, and she wanted to stay. So she sent her husband home. Wait, if you got it like that? And I don't blame him. I can see him doing that. I mean, really, I can see him, being the man, hey, I'm going to support her. I'm going home. I'm going to take care of the baby. I got it. But, Tiffany showed me some things that wasn't good. Didn't like it.
So I have a question for you guys, though. Now that Nathan is back in the picture, where do you think this puts things with Issa and her little love triangle that she got going on? Because
I told you she got to
she's
choose.
still Lawrence.
Yeah, but
she
I think
got to choose.
Nathan's
and we see what time she hit Nathan up. That was booty call hours.
Yeah, but she had problems. But I think Nathan's got to put some work in.
Yeah, because he ghosted her.
Yeah, and it's, to me, it just didn't seem like she really.
But he might have redeemed himself because he really came through it in this moment where she really needed
it. He did come through.
But he's got to take that one step at a time. Take out to dinner, do something. Congratulate her some other kind of way. It can't be a booty call. You got to treat it right. You got to come at her right. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to explain that because we still don't know what his issue is, because it seemed like they were trying to hint that he might have had some kind of mental health issue.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think
so we
he's
gotta hear that
depressed.
whole story.
Okay. So I noticed that the thunderstorm that they kept bringing up, it waited all the way to the end of Issa's event to finally pour down. And so I'm like, well, is this foreshadowing of things to come? Is this the beginning of the storm? Because I was watching the actor Jay Ellis, who plays Lawrence. He was talking on his Instagram in a post saying that this season overall would be incredibly messy, and this is just the first half. We're about to go into the second half of the season with episode 6, and so we know that it always builds up for the bigger moments towards the end. So is this just the beginning of the mess?
I got a good fix for Molly and Issa. Get some boxing gloves, get in the ring, and duke this thing out. And because y'all will talk then, just duke it out. Because look, Molly, I was just thinking, is Issa gonna fly off and smack this chick or what?
Well, Molly is definitely on the get the hands list. Okay, we'll give her the hands.
She's definitely on the get the hands list. I was like, that was totally inappropriate for her to have that conversation there at her event. I was just like I said, I told LaWanda, I was like, I was triggered by that.
But it's
that
also
episode.
one thing. It's one thing to have the conversation. It's another thing to elevate it to damn near fight. Okay, you could have
like, dang, you can't even let her have her moment. Like, address this later on if you got beef with it, but do it on the spot in front of everybody. Like, that was incredibly embarrassing.
She could have stepped off. She could have said what she had to say and stepped off and say, "Hey, we'll deal with this later." But she was ready to throw blows, get blows going.
But listen, when the episode started off with Issa saying to Nate, "I don't F with Molly anymore." When she said that, I felt that like there was a pit in my stomach. The pit of my stomach felt funny when she said it. I was like, wow. Because when friendships, there's peaks and valleys. You go through stuff and everything. But when you get to a point when you say, "I don't F with that person anymore," like that, I felt that.
Oh, I did too. Yeah.
I felt it at the end when she said it too.
But but she had every bit of reason to say so. Your girl did not have your back in the most pivotal time in your relationship. She didn't have her back.
I'd say more so than that, she tried to sabotage her. That's it's one thing to not have her back, but she was trying to sabotage her. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly really needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror and figure out what she's doing wrong, because she seems to think that she is blameless in this and that Issa is the only thing, like Issa has done her so wrong. So
Well, you know, a lot of people are that way. They look at your demons, but they fail to see their own. You know, get that mirror and see the demons that are, you know, that you got, because yours are worse. You know, Molly. But I'm still pissed at Andrew. Andrew could have done something about it at that point.
I think he will in a future episode. I think it's gonna come back up.
He seems pretty reasonable and level-headed.
Yeah, I think so. I like, the more I see Andrew, the more I like him. Because I like even when she said to him, I'm gonna show you how to do the wobble. Let me teach you. He was like, oh, you mean me teach you? I was like, okay, Andrew.
Yeah.
I like Andrew.
Yeah.
But he seemed to be a little more stern, you know, earlier on with Molly. He seemed like he could control her. And this is what I was expecting at the block party, that, you know, he would step in during that fight and not necessarily take sides, but understand who's right and who's wrong. I mean, and it's okay to break the fight up and say, yo, okay, look, I don't know what problems you got with this, Molly, but we can talk about this later. You know, put her on notice that this is not going to just be some, you know.
Right.
I don't think we've seen the last of this, though. I think there's gonna be another conversation, and like LaWanda said, with his people being there, I think somebody might say something to Andrew, and he's probably gonna come back to her and say, you know what, you embarrassed me. My people were at this event. You need to I think this is not the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, you know, there are times I agree with you, Tiffany, and this has to be one of them. Not many times, but this is one that I do agree with you.
You should, because I've been right so far.
Just couldn't leave it there, could you?
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. I want to know if it's really done between Lawrence and Condola. I don't think that their relationship is going to be a clean break. You know, we had some theories. I want to know what's going on with Issa and her little love triangle. And I do, like you said, Ron, I want to see Andrew step in and check Molly. Molly needs a reality check, for real.
He need to be checked.
Excellent. As far as Condola is concerned, for me, I think she's got a lot of growing up to do in terms of, you know, having this relationship with Lawrence. I particularly didn't like the way she just, you know, carefree, didn't really.
Just ghosted Issa.
Yeah, ghosted Issa, and really didn't see what Lawrence wanted in that relationship. You know, she kind of played him. So I'm not certain if that was, you know, whether she meant to do it or whether it was.
I don't think she meant to do it. She was just doing her.
Well, then I think there's some growing up needs to be had with her as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that Lawrence is, I'm not saying that Lawrence is a king. I'm not saying that. But, and Lawrence has his issues too. But
I think they didn't have a discussion about what they wanted to end the relationship. Like they slept, they were only dating each other for like a month or two, right. and she slept with him and everything. And I think it was like full speed ahead after that. But I don't think that there were any boundaries, parameters set. They didn't have a real conversation about where that relationship was going. Lawrence, I think, made some assumptions about where it was going.
Okay.
LaWanda, you got any closing remarks?
No, I want to say I really wanted to go to the block party. I was feeling
I did too.
She had service staples.
Yes.
She had everybody there. I thought it was good. I love the fact that she's spotlighting the fact that her neighborhood is changing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bringing attention to that and seeing how they can, you know, still maintain a presence there. Because it's almost like we don't value what we have until somebody else wants it, when all the time we have all the gold, always have. So
that is true.
I was happy to see that. I want to continue to see her do that kind of advocacy in the show. But I'm also looking forward to see what's next for Issa, because I saw the previews. Look like she's going to try to go find some more friends, try to have a life without Molly. So I'm kind of interested to see what's next for Issa, because I think it's all for her. Everything is looking up for her.
Yeah, Issa is like
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was saying Issa is like a social butterfly. Like, she knows how to go and make friends in an instant. Even though she's a little awkward, she's still really good at being personable. And I think that people are drawn to her because of that. So, I mean, Molly, I don't know, but Issa won't have any problems moving on.
I think Issa should concentrate on this new revelation she has as a promotions person doing the block party. I think she needs to work on that. Maybe get friendship through there. Just concentrate on her work. Tighten up some things and keep it moving. Because right now, Molly is not your girl. Molly is not your girl. You don't need that as a best friend.
Well, I have a question for y'all. When I saw the previews, it was previews of Kelli asking Issa, like, are you gonna call Molly? And I'm like, so she has people in her ear encouraging her, probably to make the first move to make amends with Molly. And I'm like, what do y'all think about that? Should she call Molly?
No.
But she was in her own ear when she was having her little mirror conversation with herself, and she was talking to herself, saying, "No, she did you wrong. She should call you first."
Well,
and
if you
the ego, it's like ego versus your soft side.
Right. If I were to call, if it were me, I'd call and say, "Look, yeah, this is a big world. You go east, I'll go west. Keep going. I don't think we'll see each other again." That's how
I think because there's history there, they will at least try to salvage it maybe to a point where they can be cordial because they do have the same friend group.
Until
now people do grow apart. People grow apart, and we can still be cordial without being besties.
Hey, so Molly steps up and apologizes for that debacle. Okay, I don't see how they can be friends. That's some cleanup that Molly's got to do.
What do you think, Lawanda?
I mean, it just depends on what Issa's trying to do. If she's trying to mend the friendship, if she thinks it can be, if she thinks it can be mended, yeah, you go ahead and call, because at the end of the day, y'all sisters, right? It shouldn't matter who calls you first. But I don't know if they're growing apart. What does she have to say?
It's that
I wonder if that whole ego issue is going to be a thing, because it's like I always have to come back and be the bigger person. You always want me to grovel to you.
Right.
So
she is always the bigger person.
And she is. And the question being is, will Molly ever allow Issa to be Issa and not try to belittle her and have her beneath her? Let Issa grow into what Issa is going to become, help her if she needs it. But this whole thing about, pressing her down like that's not a friendship, guys.
No.
A friendship cannot be born on that.
Right.
Issa really good already acquiesced to her last week with the parking space.
Right.
Exactly. And she'll be doing that for the entire relationship if she doesn't say, hey, enough is enough.
Yeah, everybody needs to put their foot down with Molly.
No, really.
But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to next week and seeing what's going to happen from here. You guys in the comments, drop us a comment. Let us know how you felt about the episode. Let us know if you think Molly and Issa can salvage their relationship. What's going to happen with Lawrence and Issa, Condola and Nathan, and this whole throuple situation they have going on. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Spot Real Talk. On this YouTube channel that you're watching right now, click subscribe and click the notification bell so you get notified every single time we post. And we also follow back and respond to comments on all social media platforms. So keep them coming and we will interact.
Definitely.
You guys got anything else to say?
I'm good. Can't wait till next week.
Yeah, next week.
Issa, print some block party t-shirts.
Yes,
get the merch going.
I was on the site. They got a Team Issa shirt. I'm going to get that shirt.
We got less than a minute, so guys, thank you. See you later.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good night now.
Bye.
You tripping, baby, you know you invited. Acting like you know what's up, but you ain't psychic. Told you